Ranch Farm, y'all. It's Ashley here with you again, and we are in the car. We are en route to bring home some new friends. So we got Guinea Keets, guys. I am so excited. We've got 15 pearl Guinea Keets right now that I was able to get from a very close friend that I've had since high school. And let me tell you what, guys, this girl is an encyclopedia for anything poultry. I mean, I could ask her anything, and without researching it, she'd just come out with the answer and it would be right. So I was able to get some pearl Guinea Keets from her. There are a couple of different reasons that we wanted to get our Guinea Keets, but I'm gonna go over those here in just a second. So I actually have two separate hatches. So one hatch is from last week and one hatch is from like 2 days ago. So you guys will see in my brooder, I've got it separated by this fine screen so that while these little ones are getting their sea legs underneath of them, they can still see and socialize with the Guinea Keets on this side. These guys are about a week old. I do have a heating plate over here to keep them warm, and I've got just a regular heat lamp that's more like a hog lamp, and I've got the red heat lamp in there because of light sensitivities. I just kind of don't like putting bright lights on them the moment they get here. I just feel like it's probably stressful for them. So I do have them separated for about a couple of days. Now I'll be feeding these guys 24% protein chick crumble that you would feed to like turkeys, Guinea Keets. And you will notice that in my video about our Cornish rock crosses and a beginner's guide on how to raise chicks, which if you guys didn't get to see that, that video card's going to be up here. I'm using that because it helps chicks to grow and mature faster, and game birds need more protein than domesticated poultry. So that's why we're using the 24% there. You can always find that at any local co-op. But yeah, these guys are really cute, like so cute. They're very active. They were going bonkers over the clover that was in their cage on the way home. It was really cute. So I'm really happy to have these guys. There are a couple of different reasons why we have Guinea Keets, and I'm going to go over a couple of those reasons here in just a second. So what are some of the reasons why we might want to have guineas on our farm? Do you know why? You do? You know why? June knows why, and June's really excited about it. It's because they help to prevent the populations of ticks in our local area. They'll keep it down, and they take care of a lot of different other insects that will probably wage a little bit of war on our gardens, so we'll have healthier gardens for it. How do you feel about that, June? I think she likes it. So reason number two that we're really pro Guinea here on the homestead right now, about 90% of their diet can be considered free range. So that means less money on feed to spend on them. They can be butchered out. They can provide you eggs. There's a lot of different reasons why that free ranging is a really big plus. Now, does that mean that I won't supplement them with feed every now and then to keep them around? No, I'll definitely be making sure to keep them nice and healthy on our homestead so that they can perform the duties and all of the pros that I'm getting ready to list, aside from the tick control, which for me, that's huge. I hate coming inside with ticks on me or finding them on the dogs. So one of the bad things about them free ranging though is they just tend to wander. They'll come back, but they just don't seem like they have as much of like a home range as like our turkeys do or our chickens. So one of the things that I've read, I haven't experienced it, so maybe that'll be something we'll learn and share along this journey if you stick with us long enough, is that if you pair them up with chickens and let them bond to chicks or turkey poults, then they bond to those birds and they want to stay around them. So chickens don't usually go very far from the coop or from the source of where they're fed. So if the guineas want to stick with the chickens, they stick around. So I'm hoping that that can be something that we might try out here. I have some turkey poults that are getting ready to hatch. I have several chicks already that mama hens have hatched, but I might pull just to bring in here for that experiment. Another thing that they're really good about keeping under control are rodents and snakes. Now, while I don't mind having snakes around my homestead because they help control rodents, sometimes they can be a nuisance in stealing eggs and chicks that my chickens have laid for me or taken 21 days to hatch out for me. So that's something that's really awesome as well, that they can keep those down. And the rodents is a big deal for me because, guys, with other animals here that we're feeding a lot in the summertime and in the wintertime, rodents can really deplete your grain stores. They can go in and ruin feed. They can get up in your hayloft and ruin hay. So I'm really excited that our guineas are going to contribute in that way as well. Another big plus for guineas is that they are probably one of the best security systems that you could have. The moment that a guinea spots something strange, a predator, bird overhead, something in the field, they give off the loudest call. I mean, it's going to draw everybody and everything's attention to whatever it's seeing. So while we do have Gunther out with our goats as a livestock guardian at night, these guineas are going to be another alarm. They're going to be a secondary system for us. So it'll be pretty hard to ignore their calls. If you've never heard a guinea call, enjoy. Guineas tend to be naturally healthy from everything that I've read about them as well. And the fact that they're naturally healthy makes them naturally delicious in a pinch if we needed to go ahead and butcher out an animal quickly. With our world changing, guys, we have to change along with it, and sometimes that means making sure that we know where our food sources come from and coming up with secondary and tertiary sources of food. The guineas will definitely do that for us. So what are some of the cons that I've read about? They're like, as with all things, guys, nothing is perfect. No animal is perfect. Everything has a pro and everything has a con. So we've already gone over one of those about the free ranging. It might take them away. So if you are maybe in a suburban area, or maybe your suburbanish rural areas, if you have neighbors that don't like animals, that don't like loud animals, or animals that might visit them, these guys are not for you. Unless you can keep a very high fence, because remember, guys, they can fly. They will go over a fence if they want to. They might not be the best choice for you. The next reason they might not be a good choice for you is they can be really skittish. They're not as lovey. Now, there are always exceptions to a rule. I'm sure I'll get somebody out there who says, oh, Ashley, my guinea is like my best friend. Good for you. You've got an exception to the rule. But they tend to be a little skittish. They don't seem like they bond to humans quite like a chicken or a turkey will. And there's always exceptions to those rules as well. So if you want something that's going to be really hands-on, lovey, lets you handle it, lets you pet it, guineas might not be for you. While I'm really happy about them being a secondary alarm system, if you don't like random loud shrieks of random things that might come into your yard or fly over your house, such as barn swallows and things of that nature that they might not be used to, guineas might not be for you. If you're hoping that they're going to lay all of their eggs in one spot like chickens, guineas might not be for you. From what I've read, because remember, guys, these are my first ones, so maybe I can have an exception to the rule, or I'll be able to prove it wrong. From what I've read, guineas will lay eggs at will, wherever and whenever they want, with no rhyme or reason. So it's an Easter egg hunt every day. So if Easter egg hunts are your favorite thing, guineas are for you. But if you want to just have that ability to go and know where your chicken or your guinea is laying eggs so that you can harvest them, guineas might not be for you. The pure fact that guineas have this natural instinct for wanderlust to just roam kind of cuts into their mothering skills as well. Now, they might set an egg, they might set a whole clutch of eggs, but they might not set them for very long. And if they wait long enough for them to hatch, they might only wait for 1 or 2 to hatch before they move on. So their mothering skills are not the best. These might be eggs best to incubate and to raise by hand. So if you're hoping they're going to be good mothers and you might be able to slide some chicken eggs, turkey eggs underneath them, guineas might not be for you. So those are just a few pros and cons that I've read about in preparation for having guineas on our homestead. I'm really excited that they're here. I can't wait to watch them, observe them, because from what I've heard, guineas are the clowns of the poultry world. So I'm really excited to watch that. I'm really excited to share their growth, their pros, and their cons with you on our homestead as they mature. I hope that you've learned a little something here. I've tried to do as much research as I can about these birds before I brought them here, which I would implore anybody that's thinking about bringing new livestock, new chickens, new poultry, anything new. Do your due diligence. and research and prepare before they make it here to your farm. It's going to make your learning curve a little less sharp. It's going to make your experience a little more enjoyable, and you might know a thing or two when problems arise. You'll know exactly how to take care of them instead of hurriedly going to Google or calling up your poultry mentor or your homestead mentor. So that's just a couple things to keep in mind, guys. I can't wait to share this journey with you, but I think that's going to do it here for us today on Mulberry Branch Farm. I appreciate you guys coming along with us while we got our new guinea keets. I can't wait to keep you guys in the loop and to share with you everything that they bring to this homestead. So until next, guys, be kind out there, stay healthy. But until next time, guys, thanks for being here with me. Bye.
What's up, boys?